Well, we got obviously a very tough opponent in Clemson coming up on Saturday, and I know our guys right now. We had practice today, and it was a tough practice from the standpoint. All these guys spent all day yesterday doing all their work, trying to get everything in, and so right now it's a tough time for students because they're really involved in their studies and staying up late and getting ready for tests. And all those kids on our team today, a bunch of them have multiple tutoring appointments that start at 3 o'clock today and go all day. So hopefully we can get enough rest tomorrow night to be at our best.
We'll start with Brett here in the front.
Clemson's obviously got a pretty good team this year. What stands out about them?
They have good guard play. They've got really good bigs with a lot of depth inside. I mean, they're two centers, Thomas and White, are really good, skilled, score. Their guards are outstanding. They're two leading scorers, two players that take the most shots. But they've got size. They're big. Their four-man Sims is a big, athletic kid. Their three-man Skara, I think that I say his name, number 24. He starts at 3, moves to the 4. They have size, like Trapp coming off the bench at the wing is a very good shooter and scorer. So they've got a bunch of players, and they've got experience having been in the tournament to the Sweet 16 a year ago. That really helps them. You can see their presence, and they're well coached.
Again, raise your hand. Go ahead, Joel.
Just this stretch of games and really the non-conference schedule. I know y'all take it game by game, but to go to Dayton and then now play Clemson, Cincinnati in a week, and Wofford, BYU, those games are in there and things. Just the folk, how do the guys kind of embrace that, having a non-conference schedule that pretty much every game's a humongous game?
Yeah, we need to embrace it, and I think they do, and it's fun for them. And I told them the rest of our non-conference is incredibly difficult, starting with Clemson. So, Clemson, they all know is good. They all know they were in the top 25 to start the season. They'll be back in it, and before the season's over, they'll be an NCAA tournament team. And this is a big challenge.
Again, questions for Coach? Go ahead, Brett.
Marquise Reed for Clemson. He obviously gets the ball a lot. How does he create his own shot?
Off his left hand. I mean, he's really good getting to his left, and he's a very good player. Now, obviously, he hurt his knee the other night, and I watched it, and I said, God, I was surprised that it was, as bad as it's being, reported, and so they say, it's. I'm not sure what his status is, what they
questionable.
Term questionable. Yeah. So, if he can play, he can play. But he's really good. 19.5 a game, knows how to play, shoots it, scores off the bounce. Very good getting off to his left and making plays, stepping back. I mean, he's good.
With the road wins that this team got in the NIT, or most of this team got in the NIT last year, and then the experience in Vegas, is this team more prepared to win a neutral site game like this than they have been in a while?
Yeah, I would think. But I don't know if the neutral site part plays into as much as just against a good team. They're good. We're both having to travel all the way up to New Jersey to play the game. It's for a great cause. They're still using this game to raise money. You'll never forget, for all the people involved in 9/11, especially a lot of the people who were firemen, where they end up cleaning all that mess up, and, there's carcinogens and everything, and they end up dying because of the cleanup effort, and these poor kids are left fatherless. So it's a good thing that some of the money goes to, and so I appreciate that. It's a televised event nationally, so it's a good exposure for the program, and it's a big time arena. Prudential Center is big time, so it's all good.
piece right now with just the rotation amount of minutes everybody getting, in particular like Reggie as well as he's played. Could you see him cracking the starting five at any point? Or
You know, it's just, he played 18 minutes in the last game, and, he's had some allergies he just started to get dealt with here since we got back from Vegas. And I think his stamina and wind has really improved. And who did you want to move out of the starting lineup, Coach?
yeah, it's tough to find somebody.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, you made the suggestion. Who are you moving out of there?
I was just asking.
Okay, I just wanted to get your feedback. All right?
Just start 6 guys.
Okay.
See about that.
But his minutes are definitely increasing. He was a kid today in practice. He was dragging today because he was studying all night. It's like, Reggie, I mean, what's going on? And he had to go. He says, Coach, I got tutoring that goes forever today. I got tutoring. I mean, he is like tutoring the whole day here now. So, I mean, freshman in college, first semester, it's no joke. Tough.
Go ahead, Tyler.
You mentioned the cause of the Never Forget Your Classic. I was wondering if you have any personal ties to what happened on 9/11.
Actually, I was in Pittsburgh, the head coach of University of Pittsburgh, when the attack occurred, and I'll never forget it. And being that we were up there in the Northeast, I had a lot of people in our program, notably my starting point guard, Brandon Knight, who was first-team All-American MVP of the Big East. 13 of his fellow classmates died. People that went to his school died in the attack. And the Cantor Fitzgerald, was a big part of that, with 700 people that were killed. One of my assistants, Barry Rorson, also had, 15 people killed from his school, people that went there and attended. So I actually remember I was supposed to be recruiting the next day. I'll never forget, we had the jets coming over because the one plane, United, that went down outside of Pittsburgh, that the passengers got into it, remember, and took it down. United, I can't remember what it was in the 90s. It was, pardon me?
93.
Yeah, United 93. But I remember all of a sudden there was no airplanes, nothing was in the air, and you had, fighter jets, and it was eerie. But I remember driving to New York City 2 days later and recruiting, and the smell and the stench from those collapsed Twin Towers that went down was just unbelievable. And just, God, it was a terrible time for our country at that time. So I remember it vividly. And then to hear about all the people who were affected by it in terms of the cleanup, the firemen, all the different people that were the first responders. I mean, a lot of those people got sick and were affected by it in a bad way. So, yeah, I do remember it well. And, I think that our government and our military did an incredible job to think that we haven't had, knock on wood, another major attack in this country since that point. It tells you there's a lot going on behind the scenes that we don't know about that keeps us safe, and we're all blessed and very fortunate to be Americans.
Welcome to the Eric Holman Show. We'll take questions. Brad, go ahead.
How do you think this team is more prepared to play away from home after winning a couple on the road in the NIT and going to Vegas a couple weeks ago?
I would say we're much prepared just because we have experience now. We have a lot of older guys that's even including like Lamar now, which are juniors now, that's been in these situations. We can all feed off each other, and adapt to the situation, and also help out the young guys, and get them ready for it.
Go ahead, John.
I was Coach Allen asked you to this non-conference schedule. It seems like y'all, the competition level has really jumped up as opposed to some of your earlier years here. Has it been different for you guys to play at Clemson, play at Dayton on the road, have Cincinnati in a couple of weeks? Does that amp up the intensity, I guess, of these early months?
Absolutely. It makes us be more prepared and more focused. We always take it one day at a time, but we also know where we want to get to at the end of the year. So we have to put that pressure on us right now to get there.
Go ahead, Logan.
How difficult is this week with all the finals and stuff going on? Maybe even more so for the younger players that haven't been through it before, but just how difficult is it to focus in on basketball when there's so much other stuff going on too?
I would say it's very difficult. Guys kind of get one-track minded. Just worried about getting this last test through or getting this last study hall hour in. But that's another example for guys like me and Q that's been through it. Right now we're trying to just help them get through it. Stay on track, and while we're trying to get through the same situation.
Go ahead, Brett.
Rebounding was a big priority for Coach this year. Do you think you've seen strides in that regard?
Yeah, absolutely, because that's a big thing with him with playing time. If you help us rebound, you're gonna play a lot. So guys take that to heart. Because like I said before, that's a stat that you can be selfish in. You can always grab every rebound. You're helping everybody, not just yourself.
Anything else for Eric? We'll go back over here to Tyler.
Coach Allen was just in here talking about what the Never Forget Tribute Classic means to him. What's it mean to you to be playing for a big cause like that?
I would say it's a great way to for us to be able to play the game that we love and also give back and hang out with families and kids that's been through a lot. So for us to be able to be in this opportunity, I'm thankful.